What are you afraid of if people saw the real you? What are you afraid of if people saw the real you? I woke up today and remembered who I am. How did you wake up today? Did you wake up with dread? Did you wake up with shame, guilt, or fear, or anxiety? Was there panic in your chest? This is for you. This is for you. You did not come here to allow others to dictate who you are. You did not come here to comply to a list of rules that disconnect you from who you truly are. I'm Sarah Evangeline. I am a soul and inner child connection coach, and I guide people through the Soul Talk method, which is a sacred healing portal to free themselves from the past, step out in self-love and intuition, unleashing who they are, reclaiming their inner voice, and stepping into all of what they are created for, remembering who they are, uncovering their true self. And today I'm going to share with you and I'm going to guide you through an amazing story about a boy who really was told he was not enough, and it disconnected him from his spiritual self. So stick with me for that. I'm going to show you how important it is for men and women, but men importantly, to connect with your emotions and not avoid them. How many of us were told that our emotions don't matter, our emotions make us weak, our emotions are bad? So hold on for a moment. But I also wanted to let you know that this Soul Talk method that I guide people through, which I just told you about, is going up in price January 5th. So you have one more week to sign up at the price it is now before it goes up. You'll be saving over $1,000. So if you have been curious, send me a message and I will give you the link to apply for the free call to show you what it's about and empower you to sign up if it's aligned. All right, so let's get into it. You are here to remember who you are. You are here to live connected to your soul, in freedom, carving your own path. You did not come here to allow someone else to dictate your worth. You did not come here to stay small so someone else is comfortable. You did not come here to apologize and over-explain and have to defend and people please and live in chronic pain or anxiety. You came here as a divine, conscious soul. And the Soul Talk method also, this is what I teach so many different people. Inside the Soul Talk method, I'm guiding people back to themselves. It's a journey home. Okay, so I want to tell you this story. And especially if there's any men who are watching this is for you. But women, definitely use your discernment and see how this resonates with you. Okay, so I'm going to tell you a story about David. David was one of my past clients, and he came to me with a lot of insecurities, a lot of really limiting beliefs about himself. He was a single dad in his mid-30s, really did not believe that he was good enough, believed that nothing good came to him, was going from job to job to job, didn't really have a lot of confidence in who he was. Yet, what I saw in him, which is part of my job as being your coach, is I saw his higher self. I saw the best version of him. I saw that he was a leader. But these beliefs that he held, these emotions of anxiety, shame, and really regret for where his life had taken him, was holding him back. He was living so much in his past. I'm going to share with you why. So after I got to know him, and we did a few sessions, it became very, very clear why he held such a disempowering belief about himself. So when he was young, at about age 5, his dad started taking him out to, hey Kyle, hey Caleb, his dad started taking him out to play baseball. His dad was this well-known coach in the city, he coached a lot of kids how to play baseball. And David picked it up really fast. He was really great at 5 years old. Like, he could hold a bat. And from 5 until about 12, he just excelled. And he went from league to league to league. His dad was always his coach. And now, if anyone had watched David, if anyone else had watched David, David was doing phenomenal. He surpassed all the other kids on the playground and on the court. I can't remember what you call a baseball field. I guess a baseball field. Okay? But his dad was his coach, and his dad would continually say things to him like, "You're not enough. You're not doing it the way I taught you." And the worst thing of all is that when it came time for the medals to be handed out at the end of the year, David never got a medal. His dad would single him out as, "You did not perform to the way I wanted you to. You do not get a medal. All the other kids get a medal, but you don't get a medal." Now, David would try his hardest. He would play his hardest. He would go out and practice because all he wanted was that validation from his dad. But instead, what he would get is, "You're not enough." He would yell at him in front of all the other kids, and he would single him out. "You don't get a medal, but all the other kids do." Even when he was really, really good at it. And it doesn't really even matter if he was really good at it. You know, you can be trying your best at something, and the thing is, this made David really happy. Baseball made him happy. Okay, that's really important to know. Baseball made him happy, but his dad would tell him things like, "You're not enough. You're not playing the way I want you to do. You're not performing at my excellence." So imagine getting that on repeat from age 5 to age 12. And let me remind you that your belief system and your self-identity is formed by age 7. So here he is. I'm learning about his childhood trauma. Really, that is a trauma. You guys need to know that. It was not physical abuse, sexual abuse, or emotional. Well, it was emotional abuse. That's the category it falls under. And many people will come to me saying, "I had a great childhood." This is a pattern of trauma. And especially because it was repeated, it formed his identity about himself. Because we look to our parents, we look to our caregivers, we look to our sporting coaches as, that is who I look up to. And so when they degrade us, when they disempower us, we learn that that is love. And so we give our needs away in order to be loved. And what this did to this boy at this young age is it disconnected him from his true self, and it disconnected him from his spiritual self that is connected to source, that I guide people back to inside the Soul Talk method. So as I'm learning about his story, I'm like, well, there is always a reason why your reality is the way it is. And it usually stems in childhood. Okay? And as we rewire, as we release that emotional pain, as we free your inner child, you will create a completely different life for yourself and how you just show up to it, and how you see yourself, and how you make decisions, how you go inside an intimate relationship or choose your job. There's so many people that are under earning right now, and that sometimes is, well, I'm not good enough, so I have to stay at this low pay grade. And that's a whole other conversation of just even reflect on, okay, how did that story about that boy, about David, how does that relate to my story? Because fast forward, now I'm coaching David as an adult, and the beliefs that are coming out about himself that are holding him back are, I'm not a good dad, I don't do enough, and he keeps getting stuck in cycles of jobs and relationships where he does not feel enough, where no matter how much he tries and how much of an effort, a good effort he gives, the people in his life are constantly belittling him. But that is all he's ever known, because at age 5, that's where it started, on the baseball field, in a thing that he loved, in a thing that made him happy. So yeah, having a good job and having a relationship makes him happy, but he's stuck in that pattern of being with people or going into a work where there's that same type of reflection being shown back to him, because that's what he believes. And so that is some deep emotional pain. That is deeply rooted at his core, that I want to guide that person to release. And it is possible. So let me know how this resonates with you. And I want to remind you is that even those people in your life that you looked up to, are you still giving your power away to them? Okay? Your parent, you might have cut yourself off from your family. You might have walked away from that job because you're, okay, I know my value now, but you're still operating in that belief system. Like, just ask yourself, okay, where am I belittling myself? Where am I judging and blaming and apologizing for who I am? Take note of that. Those are our blind spots, but they are holding us back from connecting with who we truly are, to live that version out and not just sit back and go, okay, I'm going to take this. You did not come here to give your needs away in order to be loved. Self-love is knowing how to meet your own needs. But if we weren't taught it, a lot of us are still living in these patterns. So it's time to break those patterns. It's time to connect you back to the part of you that knows that you deserve the freedom and love. All right, so the Soul Talk method is about guiding you to see your value on the other side of this, on the other side of limitations, fear, or trauma that you're still holding within you. You can be going into a new day, but you're still holding on to that belief or that limitation or that emotion, and it's continuing to disconnect you. The Soul Talk method teaches you to connect back to the part of you that was taught out of you. I teach you the things that maybe school, religion, or your parents did not teach you, and it's about coming home to yourself. People inside the Soul Talk method are going from feeling stuck to being connected from themselves. They are going from feeling really full of fear, anxiety, and shame, and they are connecting to their higher self. They are going from feeling so unsafe to feeling safe within themselves and stepping out into their desires. And it's really possible for you too. I remember, hey Mel, I remember there being an amazing client, I won't say her name, but she signed up about a year ago to be inside the Soul Talk method. Single mom, parents were dictating to her that, no, you can't step out in your own business, you can't do that, it's not safe. And fast forward, she signed up for the Soul Talk method. It was an honor to be her coach. She's now moved to her dream city. She has started her business, all as a single mom, and it's so inspiring to see that the Soul Talk method gives you the roadmap and you get to step out into who you truly are. All right, you also were not born to comply. You were not born to comply. You were born to carve your own path. And are you willing to be that kind of leader? You need it and the world needs it. And so when we are living, like I told you, from that boy David that I was coaching, I mean, I coached him as an adult, but everything that he was struggling with stemmed in childhood, okay? Do you see that pattern? And childhood can be like even till you're 18. Like, what happened to you between your young years and 18? And remember, trauma comes back as an emotion, not as a memory. So if you're not remembering things, that is okay. Yet, like I said, just really looking at, okay, how is this showing up for me today? Do I really see my value, or do I blame and judge myself? Do I believe that I'm not capable or I don't have what it takes to fulfill my dreams? And so that can be a really trapped life to live. It can be. And yes, Melanie, claim it. You're not born to comply. Yes, and you're not complaining anymore. That's another thing, right? Like, look at where you're complaining about your life. That's a big one. Look at where you're complaining and just realize that, okay, you can complain for the next year that life is not where you want it to be. And you can say, okay, I'm going to wait for life to change. And you can blame others. You can blame yourself for the place that you're in. Or you can join the Soul Talk method and choose to change your reality, choose to change your circumstance, choose and decide to get unstuck and to really live your life. That is what this space is for. And I invite you inside of it. So, but living in that shame, because what David was really struggling with is shame. I'm not enough, and I'm not going to be enough, and nobody really wants me. Nobody really wants my value. Well, the question to him is, David, do you want your value? Do you want to live in your value? Do you live in your value? And my heart goes out, and I'm so passionate about this because I once lived trapped. I once lived so disconnected from myself. But see, the stress and the inner turmoil and really the unregulated emotional pain that was inside of me, I didn't know it at the time, but it was inside of me. And I just kept avoiding it and kept avoiding it and kept avoiding it until one day I was stuck in bed, could not get out for like 4 months, did not leave my home for 4 months. And I had to meet these parts of myself. And I don't want you to wait until the pain gets that bad. You can decide today. You don't have to live a life trapped. But what are you afraid of? Are you afraid of somebody seeing who you truly are? Are you afraid of you seeing who you truly are? Ooh. That could be it. And that's okay. I'm here to tell you that's okay. It's normal. But I don't want you to stay there. It is so valid when you have lived this long to go, okay, am I really worthy of this kind of life? Can I really, really see myself in this divine way? Can I put myself first? I don't know if I can put myself first. I am here to hold safe space for you. All right? If you are interested in the Soul Talk method, send me a message. I'm going to get you on a free call with me where the first step is showing up to that free call, assessment call, discovery call, where you get to be held in safe space by me and put yourself first, maybe for the very first time. So what I want to read to you, is something I wrote, and it is really to remind you who you are. So listen to this. You are here to remember who you are. You don't need to apologize or defend. You can get up from your chair and walk into a new possibility guided by your intuition, instead of staying in a room that doesn't value who you truly are. Yet, remember, you entered that room, you entered that job, you entered that relationship, you entered the current reality that you're in because you did not know how to value yourself. That is what is key. You might have entered your current state because there was insecurities, unworthiness, shame, fear and insecurities, anxiety. So when you walk into this new space for yourself, make sure you give yourself your highest value. Maybe the job doesn't give you your highest value anymore. Maybe the relationship doesn't. Maybe you need to walk away from a family gathering during Christmas holidays and New Year's holidays. But make sure when you open that new door that you are going to give yourself your highest value. You are not going to belittle yourself anymore. You are love. Do you see yourself in the radiance of all of who you are? Do you want to see yourself in that way? You are love, yet we were taught an unauthentic version of love. Maybe you were taught to give your needs away in order to be loved. It's time to relearn to connect with yourself and free yourself from the things that taught you to see yourself through the lens of anxiety, fear, shame, sadness, and even trauma. This is an invitation to come home, to be safe within yourself and reclaim your inner voice. Hold your head high. This is your life, and the next step is yours. The next step is yours. Where do you want to step to? Where do you want to step to? What do you want? Have you ever given yourself permission to ask what you truly want? So if you're feeling the pull to discover who you truly are, if you're feeling the pull to heal from your past and you're craving freedom, you want to be free from the inner turmoil that's happening within you, you want peace and freedom and love, it is yours. It is your birthright. And I'm here to guide you to that place that's actually within you. It's within you. So send me a message if you want to learn more about the Soul Talk method, and I will send you the link to apply. The first step is to apply for it. It really helps me see and make sure that you're a good fit. And then you'll get a free call with me to go over everything. I want to hear about your journey. You can ask me any questions, and then I will get you signed up and invite you inside the sacred space of the Soul Talk method. And so the other part, I just want to share a brief overview of it. What you get inside the Soul Talk method is a community, a safe place to ask questions, to share how you're processing your journey. You can also ask me questions inside that community. You get lifetime access to embodiment practices where they're going to activate you to really step into your higher self, but also release anything from the past. And my program is about that embodiment piece of, I just don't want you to know it up here. I want you to embody it and really notice the difference. All right. So you get lifetime access to the embodiment work. You get an intentional sacred healing ceremony every single month with the group, with me. And then you also get the option of one-to-one sessions with me on top of the access to the community and the embodiment practices modules. Okay, so it really is a value-packed container. And I invite you into this space if you want it and you're ready to take radical self-responsibility for your life. I am here to hold an amazing value and bringing you through this transformation. And so I ask that you're really wanting it and you're ready to commit to this journey with it. I'm going to give you the roadmap. You just need to decide. All right, so this is your life. This is your life. You are here to remember who you are. You are here to heal the story that says, I'm not good enough, because you are so worthy of your life. You are so worthy to not bow down and stay small. You are worthy of reclaiming. It's a reclaiming, it's a relearning, it's a decoding, it's a journey to come home. It's a journey to come home. You did not come here to settle. And like I shared yesterday with the beautiful story of a woman that I'm coaching, she said to me, I'm 40, will I ever, or I'm in my late 40s, will I ever be able to live the life I desire? You are not too late. It is not too late. Age is just a number. It's another thing that disconnects us, like, seriously. It's just a number. It's just a number. I have people even in their 70s doing this inner work, and it truly is transformational. So, I hope you gained a lot of value and awareness and insight through the story I shared. What are you holding on to from your past that someone else told you who you are? That is not who you are. It is time to connect with who you truly are. Do not give your power away to someone else. Do not give your power away to someone else. It's your time. What's your next step? And if the next step for you is the Soul Talk method, I'm so excited to meet you. I'm so excited to meet you. All right, so glad all of you are here. You are all so loved and held in divine love. I'll talk to you soon.